Yes, people, and welcome back to Yorkshire Lad Talks Football, and welcome back to another video. It's another Chelsea news video today. I've got 5 stories on this occasion. A couple about ERLING HAALAND, one about Romelu Lukaku, well, a couple about him too. One about JULES KOUNDE'S, Connor Gallagher, and I'll speak a little bit about the new Chelsea away kit. I'm a bit undecided on the away kit, but I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on it anyway. But before we get into today's Chelsea news videos, let me just say one thing. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, drop a like on the video, and leave a comment telling me who you think Chelsea should definitely sign. First up, it's about ERLING HAALAND, and it's about whether the ERLING HAALAND Chelsea dream is finally over. Let's hope it's not anyway, but there's a couple of stories today that have broke or over the last couple of days that suggest it might be coming to a premature end. So yeah, let me get into them straight away. So in a recent interview, Borussia Dortmund's German football executive Michael Zorc spoke to the press, and he was asked whether he would accept or reject a €175 million offer. And this was his response. He said, ERLING HAALAND, A, this offer doesn't exist and he's not expected to arrive. He's trying to say Chelsea are not actually going to put that offer in. How does he know that anyway? And B, we are a football club that is focused on achieving sporting success. Every shareholder knows that's our mission. So he's trying to say there that to achieve sporting success, ERLING HAALAND has to stay, which is pretty true. But at the same time, you're going to lose a lot of money next year if you keep Haaland for this summer, because his release clause comes into play next summer, and the sum of money he could get this summer for Borussia Dortmund is just astronomical compared to what he could get next summer. So his loss. He continued saying, besides, when these figures were circulating in the media, some of the protagonists were probably still dreaming of the Super League. That is hot air. We don't need to sell ERLING. So he's trying to say they don't need to sell ERLING, but I've got a feeling that if Chelsea did put that sum of money in, how can you turn it down? So I think he's just saying there, he's kind of giving in my eyes, he's kind of giving the shout to Chelsea, just saying, come with this money and we might accept it. I don't think they reject that kind of money. Surely they can't, especially when they're going to get 64 million, I think it is, next summer. So yeah, there was Zorc's comments on the ERLING HAALAND situation. But it was the article on Tutto Mercato Web via Sport Witness that had me thinking the most. It basically said we're shifting our focus to Romelu Lukaku from ERLING HAALAND after kind of ending the pursuit. This is probably because of the frustration we're getting. Dortmund may be reluctant to talk, to even consider an offer, and Chelsea are just getting to the point where we do need a striker, and the options may run out as the market goes on. And let's say ERLING HAALAND goes next summer, and we could always kind of pursue it next summer for 64 million. But to be fair, all the big clubs, all the phenomenal clubs like Chelsea, we have Real Madrid, Barcelona coming in, so the competition is going to be hard next year. So Chelsea do need to kind of, if they are to get it done, just put the bid in now and say, right, Dortmund, here's 150 million, we'll have him now. That's my only theory with this deal getting done. If not, I think Dortmund will play hard to get, and we may have to target a Romelu Lukaku, which, don't get me wrong, would be a top signing. Let's shift to Romelu Lukaku now, and there's been a couple of articles about him in the last few days. Gazzetta dello Sport confirmed that apparently he's rejected a return to Chelsea. He politely said no and said he's enjoying his time at Inter Milan. You don't blame him, because they won the league last year under Antonio Conte, but Conte's left. And the reports following this from Tutto Mercato Web saying Chelsea have not given up on Romelu Lukaku. Apparently they're going to go in with a big wage offer, increase the wage from the first offer, and say, right, Romelu Lukaku, you come back to Chelsea and we'll give you this money. And apparently they spoke to Inter and said, right, Inter Milan, we are going to give you £102 million for Romelu Lukaku. They're happy to go over the 100 million mark for Romelu Lukaku, which is, I think he's world class and he guarantees goals. He's experienced in the Premier League. I'd love Romelu Lukaku. However, 102 million for a 28-year-old, it's a bit of an iffy one, because there's going to be no resale value in that bid. You're going to get goals for the short term, maybe 3-4 years, and then it's like, oh God, we've got an expensive player on a ton of wages. It's like, where do you get him from? Where do you get him off your books from there? But Romelu Lukaku will be a class signing, and I'd be all down for it. On to the third news piece / pieces, and it's about Jules Koundé. I spoke about him in the video the other day, so check that one out if you haven't already seen it. But basically, Fabrizio Romano confirmed about 2 days ago that Chelsea are in talks, exclusive talks with Sevilla, to bring Jules Koundé in. And then the news broke that Koundé might be used in a swap deal for Zuma. from Chelsea. So Zuma would be going to Sevilla and Koundé is coming to Chelsea. But Sevilla, we initially, apparently, we were trying to put a bid in of 25-30 million plus Zuma, which it seems a fair deal for a guy with a 68 million release clause. And we were never going to pay the release clause. But Nizar Cancela came out and said, I think it was 2 nights ago, he basically said that Chelsea are a long way off. It might have even been yesterday, but he said that Chelsea are a long way off in their valuation of Jules Koundé. Sevilla actually want that 68 million release clause paid in some way, whether it's cash or Zuma plus about 38-40 million, which equates to around the 68 million release clause, which is a lot of money. It's a lot of money, but I'm sure Chelsea and Marina Granovskaya and Abramovich can work their miracles like they have done in the past, negotiate that fee lower. But Fabrizio did confirm last night also on his stream that we are a little bit away in the valuation, like Nizar said, but personal terms are agreed and he would love to join Chelsea. So that's a positive. And then The Athletic this morning came out and confirmed what we all wanted to hear as Chelsea fans. We know The Athletic are the bread and butter of this journalism game. They are the top notch in England anyway in reporting on these transfer stories. Obviously, Fabrizio Romano sits at the top, but in England, it's The Athletic. They've got all the top journalists like David Ornsey, Simon Johnson. So their article basically said, it's a subscription article, so you can't read it unless you pay for it. I do pay for it, but I'm not going to read the full article out. I'm going to give you the 4 or 5 key points, and it basically said from The Athletic, it was Simon Johnson who reported it, who is a Chelsea reporter, and he said, CFC are determined to sign Koundé from Sevilla, whatever. Player has 68 million release clause, as I've mentioned, but Chelsea would rather cash plus Zuma or another player. That other player, apparently, is Emerson Palmieri. We've looked at putting him in the bid, but apparently he was rejected pretty instantly. They will try to get this done regardless, which is great to hear. So we've had links with Zuma and West Ham in the past couple of days, so that could scupper things up potentially, with Zuma going the other way. And I've heard that he wants to stay in London. I've read it anyway. So that's potential to scupper things up. But you have to think, if Chelsea managed to get, let's say, 30 million for Zuma from West Ham, they could put that into the Koundé deal, try and negotiate the price, and let's say get Koundé for 60 million plus 30 million from Zuma from West Ham, and that would bring the deal to around 30 million. So that would be a great deal. So it can be worked around. As it says, they will try to get this done regardless. So it's not all ends for Chelsea. Even though they want this high sum of money, Chelsea are going to try and get this done regardless. And it also says they've been tracking him for 2 years. So that is key. That shows that Chelsea are dead keen on this player. Sorry for the little bell notification there. But yeah, it shows they're dead keen on this player. And Roman Abramovich and Marina will do all they can to get him. So, Chelsea fans, do not worry. Do not worry. Koundé is still on. On to the next news piece now, and it's about Connor Gallagher. It's only a brief one, this, but Connor Gallagher has agreed a loan, season-long loan with Crystal Palace. It's a good move for him. He's going there with Mark Guehi. He's under the licence of Patrick Vieira, a great midfielder in his day, so hopefully he can give his expertise down to Connor Gallagher. And apparently Tuchel is dead keen for him to be back in the squad next year. So hopefully he has a great season, performs, catches Tuchel's eye, and then we can bring him back and hopefully get him integrated into that Chelsea first team. And finally, Chelsea just released their brand new yellow away kit. I saw it at first, I saw the leaks and I was not too sure. And then when it came out and I saw the finer details of it, I thought, bloody hell, it's quite nice that. I really like the home one because it's different. And you know what? Chelsea won't probably have another kit like that in the future. So I might have to purchase it. But this away one, I was a bit unsure. I grew to it. I love this little black bit on the collar. I saw that. I didn't see it in the first leaks, but I saw it in finer detail. The black bit around the collar, beautiful. And there's some nice parts about it. But then this swayed my opinion on it a little bit because I saw a picture. I'd never seen it on the front image of the kit, but I saw a side image, and there's this big Hyundai kind of taped on badge, like the sponsor, on the shoulder / arm, and I just don't like it. I do not like it. It's put me off a bit. I would have bought that kit guaranteed, but that has swayed me a bit. There's a big laminated plastic Hyundai badge on the sleeve. I will put a picture on for you, but I'm not so sure about it. So yeah, they're the Chelsea 5 news stories. Talked about Haaland, Lukaku, Koundé, Connor Gallagher, and I've given you my opinion on the kit. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please drop a like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and up the Chelsea.